Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a bicep and tricep full out arm workout. It's not something that I'm often doing because honestly I just don't have to train them that much, but if your arms are lacking, then it might be beneficial to train them a bit more. Emphasize your programming around those muscle groups. And if that is the case, then you could basically copy paste this workout. However, the amount of volume that might be best for you is maybe different than what I'm doing in this workout, right? Everyone needs to have a solid, concrete plan. But if you have no idea where to start, then this might be a good place to do so and use these tips that I'll be giving you. So this is really just a workout that I just want to shoot for you to give you some tips and insights on how to grow some guns. Let's get to it. This workout is only going to consist of 4 exercises, 2 for biceps, 2 for triceps. Scientifically programmed, optimal, however you want to call it. We're gonna be keeping it super time efficient, so we're gonna be supersetting them, meaning one after the other. Antagonistic superset, meaning that the opposite muscle basically to the one that you were training before is going to be hit. Starting with a low cable curl for biceps, focusing on the lengthened position of the muscle. So there's basically 2 types of variations of bicep programming you can do. One that either focuses on the shortened position of the bicep or the lengthened position. Shortened position bias or lengthened position bias. And this one's going to be lengthened position bias, which basically means hardest at the bottom of the motion. And that will emphasize the load on this lower part. People say that if you strength train, muscle become shorter, but that's actually not true at all. What happens is a muscle is relaxed, it contracts, and then under tension you basically pull it apart. That creates micro tears in the muscle, and what happens after the workout is still going to be under a bit of tension, so you just need to stretch it out again to make it as long as it was before, and that makes you maintain your mobility and actually even improve it, so make it better than it already was. People just don't do that, and then their mobility becomes less and less, and then they think that their muscles become shorter and this and that, but that's absolute BS. It actually becomes even longer because the muscle fibers down here become actually bigger. So in fact the muscle just becomes longer, and that's also a reason why you want to incorporate movements like these, because you can actually make it bigger than if you would not incorporate movements like these. Make sure that you hit full range of motion. Loads of people don't do that at all. Okay, I'm just gonna grab the weight like this. What you want to do is make sure you have like a proud posture, so like open up your chest, elbows tucked in. Keep the arms backwards. Another mistake loads of people make is they move with their whole body constantly forward like that, right? But you just want to spread your chest, elbows back, and make only do the movement through the biceps. That's the only thing that's moving the weight. Breathe out at the top. Just 3 sets on these. Once again, not doing a lot of bicep and tricep work. They already grow with basically anything else that I'm doing. I just need to focus on incorporating more volume and prioritize those muscles such as chest and back, because that's what I need to grow to create a more sculpted, all-rounded, solid physique. There's 2 ways you can go about this one. One, you either hold your elbows close to your body and curl like this, or you hold them more backwards and you spread out your chest and you just curl like this, right? I would suggest the second one, because what I see a lot of people do, and also my clients in the beginning, a mistake that almost everyone makes at first, is that they start to swing the weight forward with their whole body, just trying to move it from A to Z, which is, by the way, a very natural thing to do. If you would fall off from a cliff, right? You're not going to be like, oh, I need to have perfect form to perform a lat pull down in perfect isolation. No, you're just going to be like, I need to move from A to B as fast as possible to survive. That's more of a natural way of operating, not like how we go about things in a gym, where you just want to isolate and basically use every muscle you can to put it into the right positioning, so you can then stimulate nothing but the muscle you're trying to target, right? Okay, 4 sets of these. I'm going for 8 to 12 reps, and then on the last one, going to failure. Then, after this one, we're moving straight into a tricep exercise, right? Because we're supersetting. What we're going to be doing now is basically keep the cable in this lowered position, so we don't have to adjust too much, okay? And now we're going to be doing tricep samurai overhead extensions like that. Really one of my favorites, because it has a constant resistance curve, which is super nice. Grab one cable with the left arm, grab another one with the right, lift one of the arms up, go underneath with the other one, stand like this to contract the glutes for maximum stability, and then extend the elbows. Make sure you don't move the elbows, and make sure that the cable is aligned with the arm, all right? And then you move like this. Okay, second bicep exercise is going to be a shortened position biased one. The toughest part of the motion is going to be shortest part of the repetition, and that's going to be a high cable bicep curl. So I'm going to grab these and I basically rotate my elbows forward and my shoulder blades backwards. So this is basically like straight aligned like that. 10 to 12 reps on these, 4 sets as well. Let's go. Another thing you can do is you can do it from the knees. You ideally want to hit a muscle from multiple angles, so you can also do it like this. Last exercise today is going to be a tricep exercise for the short head. So you basically have like 2 main tricep muscles. So this one, the long head, the biggest one at the back, and then the short head right here. If you want to hit the long head, you want to do overhead movements. For the short head, you want to make movements that go out to the front, to the bottom, or to the side. And today we're going to be doing a bilateral cross-body tricep extension. Very, very solid one. One of the reasons why I really like this one so much is because it's very easy to like stabilize it and have constant tension throughout the full range of the motion. Grab the left cable with your right hand, then take the right one with your left hand, contract your glutes, always hips forward, contract them, kind of shrug up a little bit and retract your shoulders, so backwards and up for upper back stability, and then you just extend the elbow. Don't move with the elbow at all. That's a mistake you'll see a lot of people make. They just swing the weight constantly. Keep it stable and only extend the elbow. Okay, we're going to be doing 3 sets on these. I don't do a lot of tricep movements or arms in general, simply because they are very overdeveloped in my physique. If I would show you like a graph of how much volume each and every muscle group has hit over the course of the last like 10 years, it would be like this small basically for arms and enormous for everything else. I think It's a bit weird, there's no evidence for this, supporting this, also hard to test it. You need like years and a lot of budget to literally measure this. But I've noticed that the strongest muscle group in individuals is always the muscle, or very often the muscle that they've been training mostly as a young kid. So what I would do, I would always do bicep curls as a kid in my bedroom, and it just so happens that the biceps and my arms in general are my strongest muscle group. And I have other friends who have a much more developed chest relatively to everything else, and they've always been doing push-ups. I've seen this kind of correlation in a lot of people over the past 10 years. Not sure if this is like true, can't really be tested and measured in science, it would take too long, a lot of money, but if someone's down to do it, please do so, because it's very interesting to find out. But the reason why I'm not doing a lot of arms is because they just don't need a lot of volume to grow. If I just do pressing and pulling movements, they grow automatically. Another reason is that in my first training years, I very much incorrectly done a lot of pulling movements. So I would just pull a lot with my bicep instead of knowing how to engage every muscle group of my back, how to position myself, how to pull with my elbow. It's just always just been moving from A to B, which is what most people do in the gym. And if you just do that, go in without trying to really understand how do I train this muscle correctly, how do I hit this muscle correctly, and just go through the motions, then naturally the muscles that are most developed for you will start to take over. So you'll actually develop them even more and create more of a disbalance, right? Which is not what we want to be doing. Okay, long story short, just a little bit of volume for triceps today. 3 sets, let's hop into the next one. Done and dusted.